Hi, I'm John Fisher, President and Chief Investment Officer of Bridgeport Asset Management. Founded in 2007, Bridgeport offers pension-style investment portfolios featuring both private asset and publicly traded investment solutions. Prior to founding Bridgeport in 2007, I worked for over a decade at a major Canadian private equity firm as a senior executive. My educational background includes being a CPA, chartered financial analyst, chartered business valuator, and I also hold an MBA. My primary responsibility here at Bridgeport is as Chief Investment Officer, where I oversee the investment process. Bridgeport offers an endowment-style portfolio featuring global, diversified, institutional caliber, private asset, and publicly traded strategies. As it relates to private assets, it's very rare in Canada for firms to be able to offer a varied mix of top-tier private asset managers across private equity, venture capital, real estate, infrastructure, and private credit. More typically, firms are able to only offer single investments in each of these areas. We think it's important to have a higher level of diversification across the private asset landscape if you truly want to sort of replicate an institutional quality portfolio. The investment industry is always evolving, and typically it's institutional investors that are at the forefront of change. When it comes to private assets, institutional investors have been investing for several decades now and have actually committed over $12 trillion to the industry. What we now see is that private investors are also becoming very interested in investing in the various private asset categories. At Bridgeport, we've created several easy-to-access, registered account-eligible fund structures that allow individual investors to tap into institutional quality private asset portfolios. We have 3 fund vehicles available that are reasonably priced, low minimum investment, and registered account eligible via FundServe. Bridgeport Alternative Income Fund focuses in on income-generating private asset strategy, including those that focus on lending, leasing, and royalties. We have over 25 portfolios in the fund. Some of the more interesting strategies focus on various private corporate lending areas, global commercial real estate lending, royalty strategies such as music royalties, and medical product royalties, as well as aircraft leasing and rail car leasing. Next, Bridgeport Private Equity Opportunities Fund has invested in approximately 20 different private equity and venture capital strategies around the world. It offers exposure to hundreds of individual private companies that are well diversified in terms of geography, industry, and stage of corporate development. Strategies that the fund has allocated to include both large cap and middle market buyout, secondary fund strategies, preferred private equity, co-investments, venture capital, and growth equity. Finally, Bridgeport Private Real Estate and Infrastructure Fund offers global exposure to private real estate equity and infrastructure assets. The fund aims to offer exposure to a wide array of real estate segments, including industrial, multi-residential, self-storage, medical office, and other niche real estate categories, as well as infrastructure focused on telecom, energy, and transportation. So why should clients bother to invest in private assets? Well, it's the same reason that institutional investors have bothered to invest in private assets. They offer limited correlation to publicly traded markets, reduced volatility, enhanced investment returns, and better investment diversification. As an example, in the calendar year 2022, most of us know that the S&P 500 lost approximately 18%, and most of the major bond indices lost between 10 and 15%. This actually compares to our private equity opportunities fund, which gained over 8%. So another example can be found with our Bridgeport Alternative Income Fund. At the start of the pandemic in early 2020, most stock markets and bond markets dropped substantially, whereas our Bridgeport Alternative Income Fund only lost 1% of its value in Q1 2020. In addition, we believe adding Bridgeport private asset funds to your client portfolios improves client retention by reducing overall portfolio volatility, as well as conditioning clients to think long term. In summary, we believe private assets are an integral part of client portfolios. For more information, please visit bridgeportasset.com.